Hey, welcome to another episode of All Over the Place with Jay on our Dish and Dirt channel. Okay, today I'm only going to try to hit the key points on Belle Collective Season 7, Episode 8, and then Real Housewives, Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 11, Episode 5, Kissing Cousins, and then Real Housewives of Atlanta Season 17, Episode 1. And that's what I really want to focus on, so I'm just going to hit the key points on all the other ones. I hope you guys had a beautiful and blessed Resurrection Sunday and Easter Sunday and Monday Easter yesterday. I had a great time with my family. And so, yeah, I hope you guys had a blessed one because I know I sure did. Okay, so let's get right into it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just start off with Belle Collective. Okay, it starts off with Tamara. And with her parents, this part touched my heart so much. Tamara takes care of her mother. She's helping take care of her father. She's helping her mother take care of her father. They thought he had a stroke. It makes no sense. Maybe she doesn't want to give the actual information of what happened. But she says that they thought he had a stroke because he was found unresponsive. But they're saying that the test is showing that he didn't have a stroke and they still don't know what's going on. That makes no sense to me. But go off. We can only go by her word, you know what I'm saying? But hopefully he's okay, and our prayers is with her and her family. But I thought it was very sweet because I take care of my daddy too. But she's so sweet. I really do feel like they're real friends because some of these people, I'm like, y'all ain't friends. But I really do feel like Latrice and Tamara are really good friends in real life. She put up with Flowers. She does seem to really support her. Hopefully they're not just friends on the show. It does seem like they're friends for real. But she came over there just to check on her and see how she's doing. Chit-chatting about her friend, Letitia's friend Shantae. And they're pretty much saying how they're sick of her. And, and they feel like Letitia is having Shantae, her friend, do the dirty work or whatever. And so, which it kind of does look like that. You know what I'm saying? Even though she tried to say, like, unlike Tamara and, Amanda and all them, like, I do girl code. Like, honestly, I feel like I don't know why Letitia and Marie Monroe act like they don't like Tamara. Now, Tamara wouldn't be my type of girl either. But people might say that about me. She just don't seem very forthcoming. Letitia to the spa day, and he's acting all romantic or whatever, and they get massages. They're meeting to get a massage. And then, they pop in the champagne. They seem to be in good spirits. She's speaking to him about her team and or whatever like that. Or, the talk show she's trying to get started or whatever. And then so Glenn asks, was Ford at the meeting as well? And she said no. She said because I put him on a leave of absence. So of course he starts to get a little attitude. He's like, meh. And then she was pretty much like, what would you like me to do? Like, what do you want me to do? And he had the nerve to be like, I want you to fire him. I'm sorry. He said, I want you to fire him and make me your manager. I just can't with Glenn. I've never, one thing about me, okay, so anyways, she starts laughing too. She's just like I was laughing, couldn't get it out. And she starts laughing too when he was like, what's funny? You know what I'm saying? So she was just pretty much like, do you know what a manager does? You know what I'm saying? And he kind of takes a minute to answer. He was like, manage the talent. And she was just like, you know what I'm saying? She blinks for a minute, and she blinks at him real hard for a second. I was laughing at that too. And then she was just like, see, Glenn, like, you don't know. And he was like, you ain't gonna give me the chance to see if I can do it or not. She said, because I know you can. She said, you don't even reply in the emails. Like, she gotta go off on them. I don't blame her. Like, one thing I could definitely tell you, being married to my husband for 20 years as well. I don't know, she's been with him for 20 years. But, I mean, it's been a long time. But we know our husbands. Probably better than they know themselves. And I'm being straight up. I'm sorry. But you see, she pretty much said, I already know. And so, it was pretty funny. The only reason why Glenn wants to be her manager is because just like she said when they got in that argument last week, he wants to continue to have that thumb on her. He wants to continue to be able to control her. And it's pretty ugly, sir. It's pretty ugly. Find you another young bitch to control because Letitia ain't it. She's not it. She's moved on. She's past them simple days. If your self-esteem, Glenn, is that low and you just don't have no type of self-esteem because it's giving you don't. Because you don't trust no woman. So it ain't just your wife who you should be able to trust because she's loyal to your trusting ass. Why? I don't know. But go get you a little girl. She probably cheat on you too because you insecure. So, but you ain't going to never. You got to start loving yourself, Glenn. Go talk to the. And she said that she so pretty much Letitia was like like I said, unlike girl code, like we know how to how to handle things properly. And so she had her friend Shantae pop up on her. Didn't tell Tamara. So Letitia, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Like you could at least told her. Like, oh, I got my friend coming because she got some stuff that she wanted to deliver. At least she could have told her when she got there. If she didn't want to tell her beforehand because she probably thought she wasn't coming, okay, fine. Even though that's tracking too, you should have told her when you got there. Like I got Shantae coming because she got a little piece of information. I want her to deliver it because I don't want to deliver it because it didn't come to me. She could have easily said that, but no, she wanted to be shady, so some kind of way, and then tell her. Tamara definitely gets mad. She's like, I got a friend too. I got about a friend. So when Shantae does get there, she tells tells her that I have a very reliable source that told me that you and Damon are not together. You guys are just two friends that want to have a baby together, and you've been with this man for years. So she shows her the picture, and it's this man that she says is a client. She starts cracking up laughing, and she was just like, no, that's a client. I don't mean to be with pleasure. Shantae still was trying to be like, you could, and she's like, I don't. You know, it's really funny when somebody tries to catch you on one of these shows, how if it's not true, they try to still tell you it's true. Okay, I was like, okay. They're like, if that's what you want to think, go off. Like, I'm respectful of her in the past. Like, I'm talking about ran up on her and punched a hole in the wall next to her. I wish my sons would ever try me like that. Showing herself. Tamara shows herself to the girls, which is, you know, her revealing herself. She, I said it was last episode. It was this episode. It's kind of like an art gallery of just like pivotal moments in her life. He shows her baby pictures. She told them pretty much like why she's just now introducing London Simone to them is because her mom took her to a babysitter one day. Worker came to pick her up, her leg was broke. So she tells the story, and she was saying, and then after she goes through her little stuff, she said, "Here's my biggest accomplishment." And then here come little London Simone coming through in her little car. They had the little sparks flying out. I thought it was so cute. Little Miss Simone was not having. She was not in the mood. I don't know if they woke the baby up for her nap, but she looked at them girls over her glasses. It was like, y'all bought me out to see these heifers. She must have said, somebody come get me. Somebody come get me out this car. Little Miss Simone, when I see that little girl's personality, I said, oh. She was looking at them like, I mean, she didn't give them no smile. She was like, so y'all woke me up from my good nap that I was in there getting in there back for this? She must have dismissed herself, honey. She must have shaded her behind right up out that car, right back through them doors. She said, listen, don't wake me up, mommy, for this mess no more. I don't know who these heifers is. But they're not giving what I'm trying to serve right now. So yeah, let me go back to this business I had. She is too cute. But that was my favorite part of the episode. I said, okay then. And so anyways, they go sit down or whatever, and they're talking about everything. And then so Letitia is talking. Simone does bring up, you know, that she brought Shantae to the thing, and she was like, she needs to slap her source because that wasn't right. And then the men speak about Glenn and him wanting to manage Letitia, and they pretty much they all, you know. They all pretty much like, okay, I don't know what that's about. And then they leave, and then it's just Glenn and Cliff and Letitia's they all decide to go on a double date. I guess we'll see next week. And so yeah, so that was the end of Belle Collective. Like I said, I just hit the pivotal moments. So let's get into Love and Marriage Huntsville season 11 episode 5. The episode starts off with Marceau. He's calling Letitia downstairs because when I tell you he had to clean up the mess that Letitia's got that she made when it comes to her telling. I don't know why she's so involved in Ken and Trisha, because you know damn well Trisha don't want that man. And if Letitia was actually paying attention, she would see that. She would know that she's already checked out. Now she's acting like, okay, then they're still together, but why is it only because the camera's rolling? If you guys didn't speak or didn't see each other for 3 months, y'all ain't together. Just go ahead and tell the people y'all broke up. Do they think they're not gonna be able to be on the show no more if they can't tell the people they ain't together no more? I don't know what's wrong with them, but they might as well go ahead and give it up, because neither one, they moved on. He and other people's DMs, like, y'all stop. Don't nobody believe y'all anyway. And so, you know, yeah, because we started off with the last episode where Letitia telling everybody that he was in somebody's DMs. And so, and then the next scene, so he calls Letitia downstairs, checks her down in her socks. I'm like, don't be doing that. That's messy. Da-da-da-da. He was like, when people was telling us our relationship, look how mad and upset you was. And now you're doing the same thing people was doing to us. So he checked her pretty good. Good job, Marceau. Because she needed to be checked down in her socks. Now, sometimes, as much as Marceau gets on my nerves, as much as I don't believe any of the men are faithful in the South period, on none of these shows, I used to think Maurice was, but no, he probably cheat more than Marceau. Marceau, I'm kind of believing him now. If he did used to cheat, which I'm almost positive he did, I believe he's faithful now. I think I got to see some more. It seems like he is. But I'm not sure though. I'll have to be seeing his mannerisms in person. So with these men, you never know. But I know they can never know, asking no direct question. I know that, and that would drive me up the wall. I'll be like, okay, and next is gonna be a lie detector test, because I can't believe y'all. Like, god dang. Okay. So anyway, the next scene is the girls and Trish. They show up to Miss Nell's house, and they're asking about Ken or whatever. And then they said, you know, like, because she had the nerve to say she was trying to have a baby. And Miss Nell said, you need to get a divorce before you start talking anything about a baby. Girl, you better tell her the truth. You are still married, boo-boo kitty. You are still married. Get that divorce. Because why is it taking so long? White folk come, is it taking so long? Like, get that divorce. Like, what are you doing? Like, get the divorce, boo-boo. Like, seriously. Like, why you keep playing? Like, I don't know what's going on with her. I don't know if she back talking to her husband because she sure was in Lance's DMs. Like, you cannot trust Trish. Trish came on the show lying. She came on the show lying. I don't know if Ken needs to be slapped to sleep too, or if he just a simp. I promise you guys, this is what Ken's working with. Okay? This is what Ken's working with, because that's the energy he gives. This is the energy he's giving. Like, why are you taking this abuse from this girl who's body banging? But forgive me, Lord. Knock on wood. Maybe ain't that cute. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be rude. She ain't that cute. And so I'm just saying, Ken is just, I think they meet each other in the middle, because he all right, she all right. And so as far as looks, body, they both got 10s. I don't like Buff like how he is, but body, they both got 10s. Okay, they both got 10s. But that face card might get declaimed. It messing with me, it would. So messing with me, no, Ken. No, thank you, baby. No, thank you. You know what I'm saying? You seem like a very, very nice guy. Hopefully God blesses you with somebody. But this is the energy you're giving. You see, so even if it is, give Big D. Fake like it's Big D energy, okay? Because confidence is everything. Confidence is everything. So if you do have a little one, which I'm almost positive you do, start acting like you got a big D. Start acting like it. He probably on the steroids. Probably what it is. Forgive me if you're not. I'm sorry. I'm not right. Okay. And then so she's after she checked her down and said you need to be worried about divorce first. Then Nell brings up the fact that her son Lance, okay, was outside talking to Destiny for a while. This is back then, because this is like last season or season before that. And she was just like, yeah, like she was like, she brought up the fact that he was bringing her pizza. Although she's still bringing this back up, I think she still think that Lance, because he don't want to make a commitment to his girlfriend that he bought to Miss Nell's table. And so she mad at that. She's like, what's going on, son? Like, why don't you want to be committed? And the son is like, mama, let me be a hoe. Let me get this up out me real quick. I don't think I'm his therapist. And then she was like, we are definitely just friends. And then Trish gonna turn around and say, well, I talk to him a lot too. And Destiny says, oh, we both his therapists. And Trish, she know what she needs to do. She needs to go somewhere and sit down. And because she's giving hoe. She's giving loose. Like I said, she already was lying about her and Martell. Probably did for. Because Martell a hoe, she's giving she a hoe. You was over his house talking about y'all was going to work out. Why you couldn't go to the gym? Why you couldn't go to the gym? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to go ahead and say, I feel like after all her losses and all that stuff, instead of, self-medicating, she was self-medicating, all right, with the D. That's what it's giving. I'm sorry, girl. And when people go through stuff, we all have a vice. We all got to go to. Yours was a D. Just go ahead and say that. Because you can't remember your lies. You're not a good liar. So you might as well just go ahead and tell the truth, baby. It's giving. Like, I was married for this many years, got married at a young age. Let me get out here in these streets. And as much as Ken is a nice dude, you know what I'm saying? I don't think he's doing what he needs to do in that bedroom. That's why she was in Lance's DMs. You understand that? She said, let me see what this young me's talking about. Knowing that's her whole cousin. And when she said it, she like, that's my mama's cousin. Girl, if that's your mama's cousin, that's your cousin. You can tell from soon as, and Martell said that he knew him. Chris Fletcher. She said, oh, wait. You know what? Is Lance I think Lance is just Nell's son. So that's probably why like he ain't blood. If I'm not mistaken, Lance is just Nell's son. It could be both their sons. I don't think so though. It could be. Don't get me lying. I don't know. But I think Lance is just Nell's son. Because I know she got one. Maybe it's her daughter. Don't get me lying. I don't know. But I know this. Trish is a fool. Okay? That's all I do know. She a fool. Because he didn't give it home. And the next scene, Nell's meeting up with her son because she wants her to host an event. I'm sorry. When Nell came up in there and the owner was behind the bar, it was giving Nell was flirting. I would have been like, Mama, what you laughing at? She does laugh for nothing. Like, I would say that to her, oh boy. Even though she didn't really say nothing to him. It was giving because she was laughing at nothing at all. So anyways. So she's looking at the place or whatever that he wants to host his event, and she starts to pretty much telling him, like, I want you to settle down. He started talking about old girl. He said that they were exclusive. So Nell walked away thinking that, they were exclusive. Because she was asking him if he dating anybody else. He said, no, I ain't dating nobody else. And she was like, is he? And is she? I think he said, no. I think he did say he was dating other people. That's right. He did. No. He said they're not exclusive, but he's not seeing nobody else. But she was entertaining other men. Or whatever. So I don't know. I don't blame her. If you ain't exclusive, then I ain't finna just be over here twiddling my thumbs and telling what you in the streets doing. So I don't blame that girl. And he's definitely giving her all them kids he got. I know they're the same baby mama. So he giving her too, and I think that's why Nell want him to sit down somewhere. She want him to sit down somewhere. Anyways, scene is the event, and they all pull up looking pretty fly. Letitia and Marceau is looking giving the lions honey. She was giving Cookie lions honey. She rolled up in there with that jacket on, baby, with her little leopard print. She was giving Cookie lion, baby. Marceau looked nice too. I didn't really necessarily see what he had on. I don't like the way his stature is. It irritates me. I'm sorry, I'm just being so mean. But I love fashions and I love to style, man. And I don't know, his body, he's giving gumpy, and I don't like the way his Clothes just don't fall right on him. I'll say that. His brother too, and maybe because they're both former fatties. I'm sorry, I'm wrong, but I'm one too, so I can say that. And so I feel like that's why their body shapes is the way that it is, because they used to be big, and you can tell. Just how clothes ain't gonna fall on them the way I would want it to fall on them, and so yeah. But I don't know what he had on, but they were looking nice. Anyway, hey, the girl that she wants him to commit to, she was just talking to her exclusively by herself, and then she said, don't bring no more females around my kids, you know, or to my dinner table, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's exclusive, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't blame Miss Nell, you know, because she was talking to her. And then they went to go talk to Lance, and so he was pretty much saying that she was entertaining other men. And then I think that's when Miss Nell gets mad, and she starts to gather herself up, and she was just like, "Don't bring no more females around my babies." She's absolutely right, and she was like, "Don't bring no more females to my table." And I think she just wants him to settle down and stop being a hoe. But Miss Nell, you can't make that. Let him have his fun. Let him have his fun, because what you're gonna do is push him into being in a relationship before he's ready. And that's when he's going to go out and cheat. And so as much as I understand where you're coming from, mother to mother, because I wouldn't want my sons to be like that. My sons have no kids. And if they had any, they would, I don't know if I'll babysit. Not right now. If my sons were to get a girl pregnant, and my son would be 20 tomorrow. At 21, I'm about to be 22 this year, and 20, no, because I'm still doing for you. And so, if you got a girl pregnant, that means you got it. You got it. If you're not smart enough to put on a Jimmy hat, you got it. Because if I'm just doing for you, you're not ready for no dang on kid. And so, no. If they were to get a girl pregnant, I don't know what you're going to do, but don't come looking at me. I'm not babysitting. I would definitely love to see my grandbaby. Bring him over here, and I'll be, all the kisses, all that. And then they're going right back to you. No. So, Miss Nell, if she's that tired, put your foot down and stop watching them kids. And I bet you get it together then. Okay? I ain't even got no grandchildren, and I bet you some money, Miss Nell. Stop watching them kids. And I know they're probably gonna hurt you, because I know you love the babies. Stop watching them. I bet you start putting a condom on in. And even the sister, even because the little sister said she watching them too, and he don't be picking up the phone. Tell the sister stop watching them too. That's still your baby girl. Be like, no, you're not allowed to watch. I don't care if he pay you. I don't care if he pay you. You're not watching them no more. I bet you some money you start putting on the condom. Period. You ain't got a damn wife, but you over here with I don't know how many kids, boy. If you don't knock it off, yeah, Miss Nell, put your foot down. Put your foot down, girl. And then so she storms off, and she said, "Excuse me, fella," because she sure walked through with their asses. She gathered her little stuff and went on. She said, "Let me just find some business." And so she started cussing and walked off. I don't blame her, but listen, I'm telling you, my boys know better. My boys are very good boys, very good. I don't play that. When they was little, I had a belt in my purse. It came with, okay. But anyways. And so then the men all meet up to go play at the Jack's table or whatever. I don't know if they was playing Jack's. I don't know what it was. Because it was supposed to be, I guess it was Harlem Nights. Because the men would give you Harlem Nights. But the women, I don't know what they were doing. Let me see. The only one that probably, I don't know what the thing was. But it was like a Jack Black. I thought it was Harlem Nights. But if it was, I'm going to say nobody met the mark. Yeah, I'm going to say nobody met the mark if that's what it was. But the guys did. The guys did. But anyway, so they're all at the table. And, you know, Lance brings up, if one of the ladies in the group hard iced one of your pictures and then did a tongue out, you know what I'm saying? And you cool with the dude. And then like, yeah, they're like, yeah, man, that's weird. And then he said, yeah, he was like, but the thing is, and you know, it was Trisha, it was Trish. And they were like, oh hell no. And then that's when Ken walked up and he was like, yeah, that was weird. I know what y'all getting with this. He was like, yeah, that was weird, but she said she fat fingered it. You know what I'm saying? And then he kind of nerved to like diss her. He like, y'all know she kind of simple. I said, oh, like, oh really? Like you just gonna straight say your bitch is dumb. I said, okay then, Ken. Like that's not cool. That's not cool, nigga. If anybody's simple, it's you. It's you. Cause you the one getting played, okay? So if anybody is simple fool, nigga, that'll be you. That'll be you. So I don't know why you chose those words. Cause like you know she don't be thinking. That's pretty much calling the girl stupid. But I know she is a couple steps ahead of you, cause you still falling for the BS. So if anybody's simple, Kenny, it'll be you, baby. It'll be you. It'll be you. But anyways, she hard at it, and then when the girls is over there talking about it, when actually they'll tell you them girls start busting up laughing, cause she called. She called. The man was just like, okay, we don't want to count clean while he's sitting here. But them girls was like. Like, ain't that your cousin? Ain't that your cousin? They immediately start clowning. And she's trying to fumble her first, like she fumbling over her words. Like, if it, so let's say she did just figured it. She was like, oh, that was a mistake. Like, I deleted that shit. Why didn't you delete it, girl? Why didn't you delete it? And so if it was a mistake, she's like, yeah, girl. Like, he seen that shit. He said something to me. I must have deleted that shit. Because I fat thumbed that shit. I must have deleted it because I don't want nobody thinking I want my cousin. That's what somebody that wasn't guilty would have said. She's like, stuttering, fumbling for her phone. Girl, gone. You giving liar, you giving hoe. Stop it, girl. Stop it, Trish. Just stop letting that man pay for all your stuff and go ahead and leave him alone and go pay for your own shit. Because I'm almost positive Ken's still over there paying that rent. I mean, he's a simpleton. He really is. I hope he ain't, but he probably is. Because the men versus the women telling the story, like the women just was clowning. The men were like, okay, he's sitting right here, so we can't be laughing at this man. They kind of was laughing, but not the way the girls was laughing. I don't know why she didn't delete it. And so yeah, she was trying to tell the girl something else. She said she fat figured it, but she was trying to say something else. Like, I was sleepy, I was drunk, I was at karaoke, and then she's like, oh, it's an accident, girl. Which one is it? Okay. And then Trisha's outfit, when she came with like I mean, if she was going to the Met Gala or the Met Gala, if she was going somewhere where it calls for that, if it was giving Harlem Nights, baby, you missed the mark. I don't know what you had on. It was cute because I definitely like different. So it was cute, but I don't feel like it was for that party. I don't. So yeah, I didn't know what the theme of the party was, but her outfit was too modern for it to be like for Harlem Nights, because that's what I thought it was, or High Roller or whatever. And then I don't know if I don't know what Martell was trying to, cause he don't have no storyline. You need to be talking about your baby mama. If y'all together, did you move her into the house? Where the baby at? You know what I'm saying? Like, how come he can't be on the show? Like, I want him to stop worrying about everybody else's business and go ahead and bring what he's talking about. Point blank in the period. Okay, so that's the end of Belle Collective recap and Love and Marriage Huntsville. And so now we're gonna go to Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17, y'all, episode 1. And so it started out with the women. So it started out with the woman walking to the sofa, right? She walks into the sofa with a remote. She turns on the TV, and it pretty much shows what's going to happen or whatever. And then if the opening is of Phaedra and little Aiden, even though it's Phaedra is Phaedra, you know, she's definitely somebody that's unauthentic. Okay, she's not. We don't have no clue who Phaedra really is. I have no clue, but I know this. I feel like she's an amazing mother to them boys, especially being a single mother. Everybody that knows me knows I have a soft spot for single mothers, because when I tell you I had a village help me raise my kids, and I still kicked a hole in the wall one day. My two sons are 18 months apart. My two oldest boys. When they would be crying, we're crying right with them. We crying together. It's a crying party, and I know how hard it is. And I had help. I had a husband and my sister lived with me at the time. I tell you, Kelly did, girl, that dorm room, because it's kind of showed a little bit of her roommates. It was just like a regular schmegler ass, what you would think, and she probably thought she was doing something. She probably came in that room and said, "Mama," she probably go, "Mama, I know you thought that the comforter set that you bought me was cute and the little pillows or whatever, but let me show you this picture of my roommate's side, and you need to come back next weekend and hook me up for real." That's what I would have did, because you slayed that room, honey. Get it? And so anyway, the next scene is Angela Oakley, Angela and Charles. He out there grilling, and she kicks him off the grill, saying that was her job and she's the best cook, which I believe she was joking, because it shows him cook all the time, and I'm pretty sure he could throw down on that food. And so she bought him this dry ass, y'all, looking burger on a tray, not even a plate, baby. You could have got a paper plate, put it on that tray. She got the food on the tray. And maybe I'm just a germaphobe, I don't know, but I would have been like, if you don't take my food up off this cafeteria tray and put it on a plate and give me some mayonnaise, give me some mustard, give me some pickles, give me some lettuce, give me some onions, okay, a tomato. Like, why is this burger looking dry at a powder house? Where the cheese at? I mean, dang, it was dry. Like, he started choking too. She said, "Baby, go in there and get my fan." And he was like, "Yeah, give me some water too." I said, he probably should have said, because this dry ass burger got me choking. Because that's what it was giving. I said, "Oh, Charles, be careful." Okay. And so yes, I was laughing about that burger. She threw some shit. She threw some chips that didn't even go. Chips didn't even go. She had some tortilla chips thrown on the tray, and she tossed some watermelon on it too. She said, "Toss watermelon on it too," and then said, "Here, eat it." That's what it gave. And then so anyway, she was just saying that this season she ain't here for the rumors. She was like, "I don't care if somebody come tell me that Charles rolled his hair up in the pink rollers. I don't care if somebody come tell me he having an affair with the candy lady, baby. I don't care." She was like, "I'm good." I don't blame her. It ain't nothing nobody can tell me. People, I probably get on everybody's nerves. When I tell you I'm unbothered, can't nobody move me. It's hard for anybody, not my siblings. You're not gonna move. You're not gonna rattle me. You're not. Especially if it's assumptions. Especially if it is. If it's true, I definitely have accountability. If it's true, I'm like, yeah, did that. Yeah. I'm not proud of everything I do. I'm definitely known for checking somebody down to their socks. I mean, saying something dirty. My mouth is filthy. It can be. If I'm mad, oh baby, all bets are off. I will say some dirty, nasty, diabolical shit to you, and be like, that's what I said. Ain't taking it back. I will, but I'm working on that. But yeah, I would say some nasty shit to you, and so I'll be trying not to. But I'll tell you this: you ain't gonna say nothing to me that you could think you gonna bother me if it ain't true. I'm like, okay then, think that if you want to. Somebody like, you a hoe, go off. That's what you think. Think what you want to. I don't care. And anyways, so yes, she said she ain't think about none of that. And then it shows Portia going into a photo shoot for K. Michelle for her country album. And she said she was going to meet Queen Bee Honey. She said her people sent her some flowers and said, listen, I want you to come to the show. And I'll come meet me backstage and all that stuff. And then Portia said, listen, you're going to need somebody to hold your purse, baby. Okay, if you need somebody to hold your purse, I'll be there. She said, girl, you ain't got to hold my purse, but you can definitely come with me or whatever like that. So then they actually showing her at the photo shoot. And Kate tells her how she been married for a couple months. How they went down to the courthouse in Tennessee, Memphis, Tennessee, honey, and just got married real quick. That's the best way to go. Best way to go. Okay, the courthouse. 20 years, 26 years in, and 20 years married. Courthouse. Okay. And so anyways, she would say he's a dentist. I think she said his name. I forget what it's something. I forget. She said that he's a dentist or whatever. Freaking dentist. And then she said no. She was like, me, our family. She's like, but he don't need to know about the side situation. It ain't one. Her situation with Mike ain't no situation. But go off, Portia. Go off. Cass, and she said she was going down the line, and when she got to Drew, she said she's a singer too. She said, she's a singer as well. And Kay was just about to open up her mouth. Kay Michelle, you mess. She just opened up her mouth and start going in. And Portia was like, wait. Before you say something, we're trying to elevate. You know what I'm saying? She was like, we're trying to build. You know what I'm saying? Here in Atlanta. And then that's when Kay Michelle started saying that she was bullied out of ATL, and she was trying. The girls was from Love and Hip Hop was trying to blackball her and all this stuff. Kay Michelle, sweetie, you can't be putting blame on anything on your actions on anybody but you, sweetie. Like, nobody made you act a fool like that. And so as much as I believe you, maybe they were trying to blackball you, but after you probably acted a plumb fool, shaking tables and going off and saying dirty, nasty shit to people. Like, anybody gonna try to blackball you if you ain't never did nothing. Like, so don't Kelly goes over to Shamia's house. They seem like real friends, but it's just Shamia. People do always say Shamia is like cringy. Yeah. A BFF. She ain't going nowhere. I ain't never letting her go. Girl, you trying to make Portia jealous, so stop it. It's ugly. And so anyways, so they have a kiki. They're talking about the couples party. Kelly really has a kiki because she's like, she gonna have a couples party at her ex-husband's house so soon. And then Kelly is just like, oh my God, what if she want to get some cutty? And Shamia's like, I'm pretty sure some cutty already went down. I'm pretty sure too. Shamia know her friend. And then so Shamia started talking about like how they left off on bad terms because they was going back and forth on a nasty text thread. And so she was just like, oh, she said that? Because after she watched it back, and she was like, okay, she started texting her like, damn girl, you said this? Because I remember Portia like, I kissed Candy in the club, you kissed Candy in the club. She never said nothing when she said that. She never said nothing. So Shamia, okay, so just because Portia calling you out, you better swallow that shit. Because you sure didn't say nothing. You didn't say nothing about kissing Candy in the club. You never said nothing. And so clearly it's true because you didn't say shit. And so she said she got mad. I'm like, damn, she said all that too. And they started texting. She memed the text messages. And why is that? We get to see all the text threads earlier in the seasons on Housewives of Atlanta. I remember seeing the text thread between Phaedra and what they call Chocolate. We've seen that. We've seen text threads before. So how come we couldn't see this one, producers? How come we couldn't see this one? How come y'all didn't say y'all need to put them text messages up? Did y'all go back and delete them? Did this really happen? Yeah, I don't know. Producers are slipping on their pimping. We want to see why did you meme it? Because she was like like, what's up? And so I'm guessing they're like, bitch, pull up there. Like, which is so ugly. We too old. Okay, y'all, we and Portia the same age. We too old. Like, what you mean? Like, yeah, y'all, but I do blame Portia. But I don't know. Shamia is giving fake too. I fell in love with Shamia first episode last season. Fell in love. She was so funny to me. She was so likable. Now I'm just like, ooh, Shamia, I'm looking at you crazy. Because what the fuck is wrong with you? Giving Kelly's doing it because they still at the house. And she made Kelly's daughter a gift bag for her going to college. This fool had liquor in there. I mean, not hard liquor, but like champagne, which ain't nothing, but still, she had champagne, condoms, and a pregnancy test. Shamia, you only have daughters too, sweetheart. You only have daughters. And Kelly Show said it. She said, I can't wait for your kid's turn so I can go ahead and send it. She said, yeah. She said, wait till your daughter go to college. She said, keep in mind, I remember all this mess and give her the same type of basket. Yeah, Shamia, that ain't cool, baby. I don't know what you're thinking. If I had a daughter, I would be like, yeah, baby, don't worry about it. Yeah, I ain't gonna hold you, but go ahead and remove your earrings and I got some Vaseline because we're gonna fight. Set my daughter up. Like, are you trying to have to quit calling because she's pregnant? Because that's what you setting her up for. The hell? And so anyway, now it's time for the Majestic Island party, even though Portia didn't remember the name of it. Portia's house is amazing, and which is how she looked too. When I tell you that bitch stepped out, she stepped on the scene with a gangster lean. I mean, I love me a good underboob because I can't do that. And so anytime I see somebody that can rock the shit, I know I can't. I'll be like, come on. It's almost like me rocking it, and you rocking it for me. It's almost like I'm rocking it, but it's on your body. Okay, she got a little cutout, man, with her little 6-pack. When I'm probably sure she didn't work for that 6-pack. But go off, and she got her little underboob showing. I said, "Come on, bitch." Maybe she did, cause her booty ain't as big. It didn't look as big, maybe because she's wearing black that it normally look like. So maybe she is in the gym. Maybe she is, but I kind of feel like she paid to get them 6-packs. But if you did work for it, you go ahead, cause it's giving bad batch. Okay. So yeah, dress was everything. House is amazing. You know, I don't know why they're making such a big deal as that house being Simon's. He don't live there no more. Now it's Portia. So what's she supposed to do? Wait a year before she brought somebody over there? Now I do feel like it was for the show. Portia wouldn't have had no couples party if the show wasn't filming. She wouldn't have had no couples party. She's doing that just to piss Simon off. But I know she might be mad at how how they edited it. I live for Simon's ghost walking through that house. When her and Mike faked at that proposal, he was acting like he was gonna propose to her. So fake, so done up. So get out of here, y'all. You know what I'm saying? And so all that was fake. Cause you know, dang on well, Portia, you ain't been with Mike, ain't never been with Mike. If you don't knock it earth. But anyway, so it's time for the party. Like I said, Portia is giving bad botch. Even Lauren, I wanted to see who Lauren's friend was. Who was Lauren with? You know, what's his name? He wasn't cute, but I want to know what's going on with Lauren. Lauren barely even spoke. And I would definitely have loved to hear how they met and who he was, but they didn't go over that. They asked, they did play a game later on, and I'll go through that too as well. So anyway, so she takes her pictures or whatever as she should. Okay, Drew was the first one to the bride for her man on the phone, a fool. I believe he had time to address Drew. Drew is a clown. Drew is acting. I don't believe nothing that comes out of Drew's mouth. I really don't. But her man's still down there in the basement, pole thing. I don't know what's going on with that, but you reap what you sow, Drew. You do. So anyway. And then Kay and her husband come in. Caston, I think his name is Caston. Like I said, who's the dentist? They come in, and then her and Drew meet, which is Kay Michelle and Drew meet. And it seemed genuine. Kay Michelle told her that she was beautiful, and she was still talking. Then she said, "As are you," or whatever. It seemed genuine to me. And so I don't know where they were left, but I think it was very sweet for Kay Michelle to walk up in there and say how beautiful she was. That was sweet. And then Phaedra arrives with Checky. I don't believe that relationship either, but they probably did to get it in. Maybe they're just F buddies, you know, and that's fine to bring him. If she's not really in a serious relationship, she says she's cool, don't be in a relationship, then bring your F buddy. Why not? And so I don't believe nobody's relationship is real except for Kay Michelle's, because that's her husband, and Angela Oakley and Charles, because that's her husband too. Who else is married? Are those only married couples? Am I forgetting somebody? I believe those are already married couples. Yeah. So those are the only ones I believe, but they actually married. And Shamia, but even her man seems kind of weird. It's like, dang, why? What is Gerald? What is Gerald hiding? It's just like, dang, what are you hiding, sir? What are you hiding? And so, anyways, they all walk in. A Portia fake and paid date. You know what I'm saying? They paid or fake. It seemed like they're having fun. He comes in, she acts all shy, and she tried to find somewhere to hide, which I don't believe either. Like, I think the whole thing is just fake. He made it more believable than Portia. Portia, don't get into acting because you can't act, baby. And maybe because he is an actor, he was more believable than she was. And so anyway, they were like, let's go ahead and play a game. Meanwhile, Shamia's still at the house, but Shamia ain't came yet. She ain't even came yet. She's still at the house, at home, waiting for her husband, because he's supposed to be traveling. Not that boy's probably in a room somewhere. He wasn't traveling, because wouldn't you have his flight information? She didn't say nothing about him. Oh, his flight about to leave. She didn't say nothing about that. She would just say, oh, his flight should be in. And she calls him. And she's like, oh, really? They rerouted you? Why didn't you call her? Your flight landed somewhere else. And you didn't call your wife to tell her that he was upstairs. Stop playing, y'all. Y'all play too much. And none of this stuff is believable. So we're not believing none of this stuff. Good try, though. Good try, though. But no, we're not believing it. So they stay out the house waiting for her husband to get home. And, you know, Gerald just, he doesn't want to be on the show. He just don't. He just really don't. So Pinky and her husband come. I guess I believe them. But I think they broke up now, too. I have to check that. But I guess I believe their relationship. But I don't think they're together now, though. Pinky and her husband come and whatever. And they have shots. I don't know what Pinky had on. Her hat wasn't full. Which Kelly clowns later on, Kelly? No. You have no room. So let somebody else clown her. Let somebody else. Because you don't need to be the one saying nothing about nobody's fashions, sweetie. Okay? Even when she's clowning, she had on some feathers and looked a mess. I'm like, girl, where are you going? You up here asking where she going? Where are you headed to with them feathers on? Look at the mess. And so yeah, Kelly, you need to be the last one to talk about somebody's fashion, sweetie. But she was not lying. I don't know where she was going in the hat. But she said something about when she came in. She told Phaedra something about a funeral. Okay, girl, it needs to be something because it's a fool. And so anyway, me and them still at the house, and so they go ahead and get to the house. They took shots or whatever. They act like they was waiting for Gerald to get home. Like I said, Gerald was already at the house. He was already upstairs. Okay, probably sleeping in bed or in that theater room or somewhere playing with them kids. Because you see the daughter ran off somewhere, and I think the mom was there feeding the baby, but the daughter went back upstairs with her daddy because that's where he was at. And so anyway, once they do show up with just them three, like she come up with her new body. Shamia's, I know she got her breast done, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Shamia's always had shape, hips and booty, but they said her booty was bigger. I didn't see it. They said her booty was bigger, so they said she got her body all the way done. And then Phaedra's stupid simple behind was like, yeah, she got a 360. She did a 360, sweetie. You know this. If you do a 360, you know that's a full circle, right? Huh? And so if you do a 360, you're right back where you started from. So it's a 180. Okay, if you're here, it's a 180. Okay, so a 360 is all the way around, baby. A 180 is here. Okay, that bugged me. I don't know why. I had to. Phaedra, get it together. And so anyway, nevertheless, Shamia's body looked banging too. Her body was banging. But her body was banging. Yeah, I just don't like fakeness. That's why I always say I'm an Eddie's baby. All original parts. That's one of my shirts say. All original parts over here, baby. Okay, all original parts. I'm too proud of that. I wish to God that Cynthia. So after she did the remote, she turned around and said, what else is going on? After they did previews, well, I was like, Cynthia! I love me some Cynthia. Her and Candy are probably one of my favorite housewives of all time. Nene too, but Nene's definitely got some issues. Cynthia, you are, to me, a world-renowned black former model. Why on earth would you get all that work done? I know you're dating a younger man that is somewhere. I forget where he lives. Amsterdam? Or somewhere crazy. Why you do that, baby? Like, seriously. I thought that you actually had enough confidence not to do that. Because you didn't need anything done. Look at your mother. Okay? Look at your mom. And that's what you got to do. She's still here. She's still beautiful. You should not have touched your face because you didn't need anything done. You are beautiful, and I wish you hadn't touched it at all. She still looks good, but she would have looked even better if she had done nothing. Very disappointed, Cynthia. Portia walked over to her, which I think is, Shamia, this is her house. You probably should have walked over to her. I think she was trying to make her way over to her, but Portia got up and walked over to her. Portia seemed more genuine than she did. Shamia definitely seemed kind of standoffish, as she rightfully should so, because I feel like Portia wasn't wrong. That did her wrong last season. So Portia should be trying to say sorry. Because I do feel like Shamia was a very, very loyal friend to her. And I feel like Portia, you only got one sister. Shamia was your second sister, and you did it wrong. You did. And so the thing was like Portia that I just everybody's man. She's like, he been ran through in Atlanta. And so that's what K Michelle don't even live there no more. She lives in Tennessee. But I think she's just in Atlanta for the show. And because K Michelle was like, ooh, not him. And then they was like, what? Then he was like, they be with everybody. And mind you, K Michelle is sitting next to somebody she probably shouldn't be sitting next to, which is Charles. And I like to be a good asshole too. I'm not an asshole. Can I be? Yeah, I can. But I love being a good asshole. Just to have back and forth, have very good, funny chemistry. They would have me dying, or whatever. And then so they clowning or whatever. And then he said, "Well, I'm waiting on HWV." And so she showed us. She went in because she was like, "Yeah, no, She was like, that would be like you playing with somebody. He was like, "I'll play with Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles." He was like, "Yeah, give me the best of them." And then so K Michelle was like, "Yeah, Charles is an asshole." She's like, "But I can relate to assholes, or whatever." So they had a good kiki and knee slap. do walk in. Kelly says that Pinky is not a girl's girl. She left her on red about some appearances and all this other stuff. I think she just wanted to do some stuff with her professionally, and Kelly didn't reach back out to her. But I don't know. And then they play a game called Who Did That? And so the Kay and her husband, who was the most likely. So I don't think that's the first question. I think the first question was to K Michelle, her husband. But so I think, yeah, the question for K Michelle, her husband was like, who's most likely to start a fight, just have makeup sex? And K Michelle definitely said out her mouth, me. And her husband was like, yeah, it is definitely her. He was like, she good at it too, or whatever. And so I thought that was funny. And then the next question was asked the Oakleys. I think they asked the Oakley this question first. They asked they did. They asked the Oakleys who was the first one, who was the first one to make a move. And then she said, wait, ready to get down first. And then Angela's like, oh, he was ready the first night. He was ready to get down. Charles whipping down, he wasn't. He was like, no, he said, you got a car with somebody else, and I got my car and went home. And she said, you wanted me to come upstairs, and he was whipping down, he didn't. But yeah, Charles, I don't think I would like kind of the way he is. Like, he be doing too much, and that shit was probably get on my nerves. But anyway, yeah, her husband about a public time, and they that they got down, or whatever, and then they said they were looking at a house to move somewhere, and they got down with the realtor downstairs, and then the husband said, "That's why you had 3 kids in 3 years." That is crazy, but I don't know. He gives me not faithful vibes. And then they asked Shamia what could be changed about Gerald, and she said nothing. And then Drew asked, "Well, where's your husband at?" And Shamia caught that shade real quick and threw it right back. And then she was just like. She's like, oh, is he traveling? It's just the way that Drew asked the question. Now, Shamia probably could have been a little tad sensitive, but no, not messing with Drew, because Drew always goes there with Shamia. So she knew that Drew was being shady. First of all, you know damn well you'd expect her husband to be there, because how the fuck has he ever been there before? Because he hasn't ever. And so I don't know why Drew always is trying to start some shit. Like, I just want to see Drew get her ass whooped real quick and then just change her demeanor, because that's what I think needs to happen before she starts changing. Like, I just kind of do want Katie Michelle to get up in her ass, because she needs it. She needs it. She's like, where's your husband at then? And she was like, he's traveling. She's like, oh, that's like him. Just like your husband on the phone. She's like, yeah, go back to your Zoom. I would have just had to go off on her too. I would have really went off on her, because she's like, go back to your Zoom call. And then Drew was like, she's embarrassing herself. She's just over there talking shit still. Like, I would just pop Drew in her mouth and went back to eating. And then Drew asked when the last time Portia and Mike were intimate. She said 9 months. Believe that, and that's the only thing that's ever been. And then, like I said, it was a silly moment at the altar. Ain't nobody got time for that, because it was a fool. It was made up. And then the men go to the cigar lounge, and the women go sit down and chit chat in the living room. And then they asked Shamia and Portia about what's going on with them. And then she was just like, I don't know if it's a new leaf, but, you know, she said she had closure. Shamia's going along with it, knowing damn well she didn't. She said that they left it in angry. And Shamia, she needs to stop. She needs to stand up for herself and speak up, because she just let Portia just dictate. Like, we're good. We had closure. And you say, it's like, I'm open to whatever. Like, Shamia, you was just talking about how she left it, like, how y'all left being ugly, and you should have spoke up for yourself. Like, I'm kind of getting tired of Shamia already. It's episode 1. I fell in love with her last season, so this is kind of disappointing. I'm like, Shamia, girl, tell the truth. Stand up for yourself. Check a nigga. Damn. Check her. Like, yeah, I don't appreciate the way you talking to me. I don't appreciate you. Like, she could have easily went in on Portia, but no, maybe because she was in her house. I don't know. But hopefully she gets out how she really feels, because it's giving like you being ran over, girl. And then they asked Drew and Shamia. They asked Drew and Shamia what's going on with them. Drew was just like, you know, I'm over here, she's over there. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. And then, you know, Portia does say, like, she did apologize on YouTube. And then, so, of course, Drew started mocking her. It wasn't even funny. And so they went over, you know, why they don't mess with each other. And I guess it is keeping it where it's at. Drew was like, yeah, Shamia was just like, well, okay, she says what it is, and she was like, and even you, she was like, are you cool with her saying that she don't believe your receipts? And Andrew was like, no, I don't care about that, but what I do care about is Phaedra telling someone that they came up to me in the Hawks games. Phaedra got somebody to come up to me at a house game and was asking me questions or whatever, talking about I'm the one that throw them hands. And Phaedra was just like, out the gate, Phaedra could come out the gate lying, y'all. Come out first episode, Phaedra come out the gate lying. Talk about I had to pull the text pull, and that girl never came up to you. And then Kelly in her confessionals, she was like, oh, you ever get the text pull and see what they said? She's like, oh girl, you big time. Like, you big time. The producers asked her, Phaedra, in her confessionals, she was just like, did you see the tapes? And she was like, stuttering and shit. She's like, no, I didn't see the tapes. I had to review. I told them to pull the tapes and had to review. Yep. Trying to like convince herself. Like, yeah, that's good. That's what happened. Phaedra, girl, you need to go talk to the people, baby. I'm worried about you. You might be a compulsive liar. Because she said that shit like, yeah, that's good. That's what I said. That's what I said. I'm like, girl, what's wrong with you? Just like Kelly said. She said, well, that's a bad mama jamma. No, you a lying mama jamma. I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, girl, why are you always somewhere lying? And so, anyways, when they're talking about that stuff, when I tell you K. Michelle gets up from the table as soon as Phaedra said she had to take spool, I would have been right there with Michelle. I would have said, girl, let's go outside. I'm not need to do this bullshit. Like, for real. I would have got up and left with K. I would have went up there and talked to the man, too. And like I said, I was a nerd to get up there and thank everyone for coming. Shamil, like, y'all got to stop. Like, it's killing me. It's too much. Like, Kelly was like, yeah, he just paid the mortgage. Talking about thanks for coming out, for real, though. I don't think there's nothing wrong for being there, but it's giving a lot. And the nerve of the week, that's what I'm gonna be doing. So mainly with Housewives of Atlanta, I'm gonna start giving the nerve of the week. And so the nerve of the week goes to Miss Phaedra Parks for telling Drew that she does not want to get to know someone that would frame or set someone up. Excuse me, Miss Thing. In the words of Nene Leakes, is that wig squeezing your head brain too tight, heifer? Is it squeezing your head too tight? Because that's what it's giving. Have you lost your mind? Have you lost your mind? Like, girl, stop it. You know damn well you did the same thing to Candy. Girl, if you don't get out of here. But what you did to Candy was worse. That was damn near a crime. Okay? But that concludes this episode of All Over the Place with Jay. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Thank you so much for tuning in. See y'all next week. Peace and blessings.